Folks, Brian here yet again. I like doing these streams live. They're awesome because I get a really good audience on this. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over 4 alerts. One, they're from just random, very recent alerts. One's from, here, let me show you. Share screen, boom, boom, boom. I share that screen right here. Okay, so these are the alerts that I'm looking at. We've got one from Tradinview. We have one from dailyfx.com, kitco.com, and again, tradingview.com. So in this video, I wanted to talk about algo trading, people trying to generate automation with their ideas. Excuse me. And I thought, why not try something pretty radically different. So what I wanted to do is to go over 4 alerts, very popular, one crypto, Bitcoin, obviously, oil, metal. So we have a news item here on Bitcoin. We have a news item on copper from the Iran attack, the Canadian, US Canadian catapulting higher, and another one on Bitcoin. So, sorry, that's 3. So we'll work with these 3 pretty popular asset class instruments to work with, just to see what would happen if using these type of methodologies actually work. So these are very recent, the last few hours. So we'll do the first one. Let's do the Bitcoin one. It's easier. So here we have an alert from Bitcoin. Continue to grow if price close above resistance. So again, we're using, looks like Fibonacci. We have a resistance trend line. So I can easily set all this up on MotiveWave. I can put in the alerts and whatnot. So let's see what this guy says. Hello guys, please hit the like button to support this work. Broke its horizontal resistance, which tells us the price will continue to grow. But now the price was rejected from the resistance trend line. To continue growing, the price needs to break the trend line. Please support my work, blah, blah, blah. Let's see what some comments are. You confused buy with a sell zone. No, I did not confuse, blah, 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 blah. Thank you for correcting. This is the resistance above the want to know when the bull market begins. You can find out more. All right, well, let's try to set this up on MotiveWave, okay? So this is what I just need to know the time. So this looks like a daily chart. Okay, so I'm going to move off here. So what we've got here now is pull up my Bitcoin. Okay, so we want crypto. So that is my workspace for my, okay, so I'm going to bring up a new chart, and I'm not sure if this is crypto, if this is Bitcoin against US dollars. So I'm going to assume it is. Probably, yeah, it's US dollar. Okay, so we're going to do BTC US dollar, and that was a daily chart. So I'm going to do that. And a reason why I'm choosing this title and now for something completely different, because this is exactly very different from what I'm used to. So we're setting it all up here now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all these funky indicators that I'm not using. I'm going to set up exactly what was said there in that report. Okay. So once again, we have a report here. Oh, wrong one. Hang on here. So I'll get it. Lots of activity happening, it looks like, on out there in the crypto space. All right, so okay, so this is what I wanted. So this is what we're trying to mimic here. So based upon what I'm seeing in this particular, yeah, it's a similar price pattern, but you see this is off a few hours, days, I'm not sure. but let me just set up this price buy zone. So what this guy was talking about, so we need our components. Where's our components? Right here. So I can put a trend line. I'm going to do an extended trend line from, not sure if I should do it from this wick, from this guy. So we want maybe here. So I'm just trying to figure out where this guy is getting his information here. Because do you look at the high highs? So are you telling me that we will, and anybody want to chime in here? So is this guy telling me he wants that the price will hit beyond this point here on this trend line that we have an entry? If that's the case, what I'll do is I'll put a alert there right here. All right, let's be realistic here. I'll do a create an alert. So that's when it crosses 81, 84, 99 for anyone watching. So I said, I'll just say, so we're dealing with, I'm going to say right here, right about there. Create an alert. So triggered long-term daily trend. Okay. So I'm going to email that to myself. Okay. To this email. Okay. So that's an alert. When that happens, I can do also an automatic trade if I want it. And then if I want, I can close a position. Now, this is what I like about this. Here, I could put an alert in. Obviously, I can't do this on MotiveWave because you can't trade on MotiveWave with crypto. But hopefully one day we will get to that point. And see here, I can put in a trail and set whatever I want. So I have that as an option. So that is what I like about MotiveWave. Okay. So, but in the meantime, I'll just go ahead and put this alert here and watch it. So we have that. Okay. So we'll leave that for now. So let's go on to our next one. So our next one is metals. So now I have to move into a Wanda because I don't have a futures contract. So I'm just going to do it with a CFD. Obviously, I would not recommend trading with CFDs, but here's the article from Kitco. They're one of the larger metal where you can trade metal at a retail level. Gold is their specialty. They do a lot of silver, but they also do other commodities. But Kitco is probably one of the biggest out there. So they do these alerts. Now, just so you know, I post these kind of stories in my Facebook programming group. There's a reason for that. I think one guy complained about it, but you know, it's not just programming we're talking. We're also talking trading. We're trying to find out ways to automate it. So what we're doing here is we're doing discretionary trading as human-based and put in a manual alert, but we can still trade that with automation using MotiveWave and do the trading on our behalf and then put on something like a trail stop on the last play, on the last setup I did with Bitcoin USD. So here, let's go through the story here. So, and a lot of these stories can be wrong. I mean, let's get real. I'd say 99% of these stories can be wrong, but we're just doing this as a test. Like, is it smarter to trade like this or to trade where we build this universal algorithm or model to the hope and pray that we actually can accomplish it? So a Facebook user says those are important. Now, question is important in what regards that this person's asking me about. Important to trade as a human and use these stories is important. If that's the case, let me know. Or are you referring to automation and a universal algorithm is more important? Because I have to understand what you really mean on that. If you could just follow up on that. So with the metals in this story, we have here, and usually, do you really? I mean, it's fine to understand the rationale in the story, But the story's not it's going to lead you to making money, but you have to know the actual setup on what's being explained here. So we got some political turmoil. 3-month copper on the LME fell 0.6% a ton before recovering half a percent firmer. The second one. So I mean, you want a universal algo. I can tell you, many people struggle for many years to find that option. So this is why I'm opening this up as a form of a backup for people to say, maybe this is the smarter way to trade. That's why I called the video. And now for something completely different, because this is a totally different mind game here. So we have here this story about copper. Most faded copper contract, Shanghai futures ended flat at 7,038 a ton. Copper output slumped in Chile. Stocks LME of 140 tons, the lowest since March. Iran Metals Complexes places own less oil and less freight related. Blah, blah, blah. Gold soared as much as 2% to vault over 1,600, which it did when that attack happened from Iran. First time in nearly 7 years. So, but again, I think I know we're doing a pair here, a pair of USD Canadian. We'll talk about that in a minute. USD fell 0.1%. The USD has been falling. The forex market overall is just a nightmare. RMB, firmer won, reached a 5-month high with China appearing more occupied with upcoming trade deals. Now here's the one. Copper is unlikely to rebound in 2020 if the China-U.S. trade tensions subside. They will. I mean, there was an alert going out yesterday with the Chinese VPs going over to sign the first wave of the agreement. So we have other metals. Nickel fell as much as 1.3%, traded flat. Aluminum 0.4%, and da-da-da. Okay, so let's worry about copper. So I always get these confused. Give me a second here. Okay. So going into Google, I want to know using which CFD is for copper. So I'm going to do Oanda copper CFD. Now, again, I would not recommend you trading copper or sorry, a CFD. It's a gambling house when you do that. So not recommended, but we're just doing this because we can kind of mimic what's happening in the futures market with CFD. Let's see if anybody knows what the CFD symbol is for copper. I know it begins with an X, but let's see. We have the I know there's a CFD here. Let me see. I'm going to go back to my other. I might be able to find it here. Crypto. Okay, so here we are. So our CFD. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new chart. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to make a new chart, and I'm going to look for copper. Let's see if we can find it. Do the lazy way. I forget the symbol. Copper. Let's see if it's in here. There's got to be a copper CFD. I know there is. I was hoping there was. Give me a second here. Just looking for that. I don't do this a lot. See, I know I got an article here. It says they do copper. but they don't tell you what the symbol is. Great. Let me go to TradingView. TradingView might be more useful because I like TradingView in a lot of ways. All right, sorry about all this. So we are looking for TradingView. Okay. So if anybody out there knows TradingView, the copper CFD. Let's see here if we have one. So there it is, XCU USD. Okay, cool. XCU. So we're going to do XCU USD. And we'll do, I'm going to assume a daily again. Okay, where's our daily? Boom. Okay. So again, I'm going to get rid of these indicators. Still learning motive wave. I'm sure there's a hotkey to do this, what I'm about to do. Boom, and man. Boom. Okay, so there's copper. So I can see the story behind copper with this kind of up move. I can see that one as well. So question is, going back to our story, it doesn't say a whole lot. That's the problem. So when you look at, let's see what's being said about this particular one. It is a buy. There's this guy here, Ride the Pig. He's pretty popular on so let's see what they say. Copper could develop some interesting swing short to medium term. Having said that, the action looks a bullish rally. I have placed a buy on the retest on the broken neckline for a double bottom pattern. So that was, see, look how far back it goes. So these are kind of useless. What we could do is just do a simple, a very simple trend line, and maybe that might work. So what I can do here is I can do another component. Trend lines are easy, so I'm going to do an extended trend line here again from the high here, from I'll get this eventually. Okay, so from here to about here. So what we'll do is let's just say, okay, let's just say we have a price break through this trend right here. We can call that entry right here the entry that we want. So just in about here, or it looks like it would have to be around here. So I'll create an alert. So once that price crosses roughly 28.11 around here, or maybe up here, or you know what, I can do it this way. Nice thing about this, I can create an alert on the trend line. So I'm going to use the indicator, which is, do we have a trend? Doesn't look like we have the trend. I know we can create an alert on this. So we have the extended trend line. So, okay. So we want to create an alert on that. Okay. So let's, I think this is how you do it. I do know there was a way to, when it crosses, I'll have to do some more research to figure out. But what we could do is just say, when the price crosses this trend, I don't remember how to, oh, here we are. Create an alert. Okay, this might work. Crosses the trend line. So we'll do copper cross trend line. And then we're going to send out an email to myself on that and go, Okay, so here you go. So we have a trend now. Breaks through this trend, we'll consider it entry. Okay, so that's for copper on that alert. All right, so we have two alerts we've just set up, one for Bitcoin and USD, and the other one in copper and USD, CFD. Again, don't trade it, but just testing here and playing around. And there was one more news alert that I want to be aware of here. Let me just see what's going on with our alerts. No, there's no alert on that Bitcoin. All right, so we'll do one more test, one more news story. Okay, so let me see here. Okay, I'll find the other article, this one right here. Hopefully you guys can see that. Okay, so there's this alert from dailyfx.com, okay? So it says Canadian dollar, USD, Canadian risk catapulting higher as reversal unfolds. As I said, Forex has been just absolutely dead as an asset class. So let me set up the US Canadian and let's see what we got going on there. So we have the US Canadian. I'm going to assume again a 1 day. Now, quite interesting. We have some actual numbers that we can play with here. Let me just pull up the full story for you. Tensions remain high in the US Iran. Now, remember, with the Canadian dollar, it's based around oil price with these tensions with Iran. So this went out probably earlier today, January 9th, which was earlier today, generated at 12:10. So it's fairly recent. Said looks attractive for a reversal, having broken above 1.3 handle, 130.53 marks 23% fibs. So I'll have to bring out the fibs. You're going to like those. So everybody knows that. Geopolitics, the Bank of Canada, blah, 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 blah. Risk governor. For the first time in point, where Canada showed a contraction. Let me get rid of this. Where it showed a contraction of 0.1%. Okay, so here's the support levels on the Fibonacci. Now we are talking about, so let me see what we got. So we have a straight up Fibonacci. Here's our price and the Fibonacci, the supports at 1300, resistance 2350. So let me see if I can get that set up right now. Okay, is that a daily chart? These are really important as well. So these look like daily charts. All right, so as I said, if you got any comments or questions, just let me know. So we have daily chart. That's cool. So first, let's work with support and resistance. Now I know these components have support and resistance, but I just got to find them. If not, I know there's a study for it. Again, we're using MotiveWave just so that people know. We got our little markers here. Here's the Fibonacci. We'll use those in a second. Gann, Elliott, I don't find very much success with those. Same with the markers, but the harmonics I like, okay? I do like those. So you can see it moving up. Let's apply our first one, the Fibonacci. So we're just going to do a simple retrace. So according to here, what we need to do is to put our low and high. Okay, so let's see here. We have our high being about here and our low being in around there. Okay, cool. So now we can apply our support and resistance. Now, if you hopefully see why I can do algorithms really quickly, because visually I can take people's ideas and build them like this, exactly what I'm doing. And that's what I like. So here you can see the support and resistance. So let's go back to our story here and see what it said here. Okay, so we set all that up. I set that up in less than, what, a minute? So we have here our Fibonacci at the, what level is that? That is that RSI? Okay, so let me throw an RSI in there as well. Okay, RSI. We want this one. Okay, cool. So you can see, okay, so here's some interesting things about this. If this is my opinion on it, okay? We have here our price is going to break through that 50. Usually that means, so it's already broken through the 23 level that they were talking about. It's now at the 38 and at 50. Okay, so let's just say our price hits here at the 50. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an alert right there. So if I know our price crosses this level at 1.13144, and here's the story again. So the resistance, there's nothing to do with the resistance now. What we're talking about is the 50 level of the 50% level. But you want my opinion. I mean, that's one thing to have your entry at 51, but from my experience, you want to set up your alert right when it hits this 61.8. The reason is because, so once it hits 131.70.63, you've hit. So I'll just put that in there, hit 61.8 fib level. Okay. And I can also trade that if I wanted as well. So we're going to create that alert though. Okay. So here we are going to send out an alert by email as well. Okay. So essentially that is that for now. I want to watch if these kind of work or not. I'd be very interested. So as a recap for those that are not been watching, we set up three alerts. This one on the US Canadian, when it crosses that 61.89, 61.8 fib level, that's your entry. And I could kind of automate that trade in MotiveWave to not just do the alert, but also apply a simple trailing stop on that. We could also do the same thing here once this price crosses that trend as an entry and apply a simple trailing stop as well. And then again on the Bitcoin, we could do the same thing here on the US Bitcoin and US dollar when it crosses that trend here. Okay, so those are three manual discretionary trades that we can work with for now, and that's using the standard stories that we just got from Tradinview, Kitco, and the other one of Daily Effects. So we're going to see if these work or not. You have to be very careful and really do your own analysis on these type of stories, but I'd be very interested to see how they play out. And the other way is now for something completely different. What makes it different is I could just, as I said, apply a simple trailing stop, because if the price continues to go up, don't get out of the trade, because that's stop loss. That's what the trailing stop does, and see what that does for 3 setups. But I'd be interested to see these and see how it plays out. All right, so hopefully, actually, let me. Now I'm just thinking about this. I'm going to edit this alert. I am going to do a trade here. So we have here close open position on alert activated. We don't want that. Place trade on alert activated. So I'm just going to play around here and do a trail stop on this. I'm just going to say default for now, see what happens. Okay. So this type, okay, so this is the warning about crypto. This type of order will be submitted by MotiveWave application when the alert set is met. Motive wave must be running and connected to the broker to ensure the order is submitted. Makes sense. Okay, so that's what we did. And see what happens. It's all simulated. We'll do the same thing with our other ones as well. So I'll edit this alert and do a trade, close on alert activated. Place trade on activated. We want to do a buy. We want to do a buy and then apply a trail stop here again on that move and just see what happens. Okay, and same thing here with the USD Canadian. Oops, need the alert. Edit alert. If anybody's got any questions, please chime away. I'm not a shy person to try to answer questions where I can. Okay, so we want to edit this alert. So what we're going to do a trade on, place a trade on the alert activated quantity. Sure, why not 10K? This is a simulated account anyways. Do a trail stop on that move. Once it hits that, okay, boom, yay, boom. Let's see what happens. So we'll leave those open and see where they end up. That's why I called this video now for something completely different. To do what traditional traders do, all the gurus and all that, without killing my brain or racking my brain trying to come up with a universal algo. Because I don't know, did you guys see what I just did? I'm not sure, but just in case, I've applied an alert here on this USD Canadian pair. I've applied a trade, place a trade in this quantity at 10K, not real, and apply a trail stop. I want to see what happens here. That's all I care about. Did that. I set up that on the copper USD. I did the same thing here, doing the alert. So under trade here, I've set up an alert, place trade on alert activated, do a buy and do a trail. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing with the Bitcoin, and let's see what goes on here. So I'll edit that one, edit that alert, and then come under trade here, do a buy on, place a trade, and then do a trade of trail on that. Okay, so we'll leave those and let's see what happens, okay, if these play out. Okay, and just apply a simple trailing stop, see if it makes money. And the question then becomes, if this is profitable, why am I not doing it this way instead of taking aspirin every day to try to come up with this universal algorithm that I'm sure it exists, no one talks about it, but trade like this. And that's why, and now for something completely different. But we'll see what happens. But with MotiveWave, there's so many options here that we can use to see if this plays out as we want. Okay. If anyone's got any comments, please type away. If not, no problem. And we'll leave it at that. So either way, thanks for watching. I just wanted to see what would happen here. I might come back tonight and stream this, see where we're at. If there are any trades and go through the trading history, remember, this is all mocks, so we'll just see what happens. All right. If there's no comments or questions, we'll leave it at that. And as I said, thanks for watching and have yourself a good day. Later.